and take his battle. And as soon as he takes this, he might think of going downwards. The SCV is being pulled off the line to support these vultures here. We're going to see what they manage to do. And apparently firebathero just not being able to reinforce fast enough. He has a tank out now as well. No siege mode upgrade. Meanwhile, all mines being set everywhere, so that's going to make that tank just a little bit less dangerous. There's a bunker there as well. Scans going off for those mines. Just nothing happening. A lot of SCVs dying. Firebathero using the scan to try to take as many of his mines as he can so he can use his tank. He definitely needs siege. As the vultures move down, he's definitely needs siege mode. And of course, all those mines going to prevent that tank. If it was siege mode, that tank right now, he would have been able to use his own vultures to spot. But again, now Flash's vultures moving downwards. Several tanks out for Firebathero. We're going to see whether these help him prevent this attack from Flash. Flash is just so many vultures, can plant mines everywhere. But again, Flash moving out just backwards just a little bit. Quite a few vultures, as well as mine going off in one of the tanks, almost killing it. And Firebathero, of course, reacting instantly by repairing. He was very lucky there that the tank didn't just completely die, using these SCVs now to repair the bunker, repair the vultures, and repair the tanks. Such a large... Look at the map. If you see downwards, you see such an insanely large group of vultures for Flash. Flash also adding one single machine ship now. Might be thinking of adding some sort of tanks. There's mines going off. Almost not microing well enough for that. So let's be very careful. Siege mode should be ready pretty soon. I think Flash is also thinking of some siege mode. Now Firebathero trying to move out of his own base, trying to break this contain. But so many mines. I think actually on that map, most of those is just mines for both players. And again, engagement. A lot of vultures from Flash, 4 tanks and some vultures also from Firebathero. We're going to see whether Flash focuses on these tanks. These tanks are helping here, killing some of these vultures, and the mines also becoming pretty well. So Firebathero not losing too many vultures, not losing too many units in that engagement, but Flash still putting on lots and lots of pressure. So he's being very careful in that regard, playing very well. Now Siege finally ready for Firebathero. Some mines being planted as well. Firebathero is still planting mines everywhere. Both mines being planted by both players. We're going to see if he uses those vultures to spot pretty well. Again, now Firebathero is trying to break this contain, and he has effectively pretty much broken his contain, although Flash now moving in with tanks of his own, and that's going to put him in a pretty bad position. Now expanding as well. Firebathero, I don't know if he's put down his own expansion in the lower left. I know that in the upper right, Flash has just put down his own command center, and of course, should be able to do that pretty easily. Firebathero not just being not allowed to move out at all. Those tanks not going to be able to move out at all with all those mines. Just a gigantic minefield. That's what you talk about, a minefield in real life. A lot of fans just sitting there, either ignoring the camera or being a little bored. I definitely don't see why you'd be bored. This is a pretty good match. Mines! Oh, one tank goes down. That's pretty bad. Thought he'd be able to clear that, but losing a tank in the process is pretty bad. That's not what you want to do. It does have one 7-kill tank, another 12-kill tank, another 11-kill tank. So some tanks I've been doing. I don't know if killing a mine counts as a kill. Don't know. But now, Firebathero trying to move in on this position. Lots of mines being planted there. Now planting his own tank. We're going to try to see some sort of small siege battle here on this very, very small plane. There's definitely a different twist on TVTs here, but a lot more tanks here for Firebathero. Has a very large shark positioning. Although I'm not seeing any vultures, just trying to clear these mines as well as he can, just trying to siege on those mines so he can move out again. Now vultures finding out for support. Flash doesn't have quite as many tanks going, but now has his 3rd expansion. And actually has his 4th expansion as well. Oh, Firebathero tried to expand, but that's going to be prevented by Flash there. So Flash going to take a very, very large economic advantage. As soon as that starts to kick in, he's going to be able to take this match completely. Firebathero has to do some damage now, but now, sieging his tanks at a slightly bad time. He has quite a few damaged tanks there at the front. Just trying to set up a good position for him to siege into Flash. He has to keep those tanks alive. He has to do some damage now, very soon. Because in a very short while, only a couple of minutes, Flash is going to have such a huge economic advantage that Firebathero is just not going to be able to move out, not going to be able to do any damage of his own, and Flash is going to effectively take the match. So we're going to see what Firebathero tries to do to prevent that, because that's definitely what he needs to do here. I think that lower left has been prevented. I'm not sure. I know he killed the SV, so if it hasn't been completely prevented, it's definitely been delayed. Now, barracks being floated so he can possibly siege. Scan going off on those tanks from Flash. That's not going to do anything. Scans going off for both players, but just tanks not in range to attack. But that's definitely... having sight of the enemy definitely helps. And that's just a lot of tank movements. And you see that these ridges, these small ridges here, are a bit awkward for some heavy tank positioning. That it's kind of hard. You don't really have that much height advantage. You got to try to just position your tanks very well because it's very small. It's not like maps with huge middles. Oh, and SV was finally at the position in the lower left. The Firebathero apparently just not paying attention, and now its expansion is going to be built again. But maybe late. Now firebathero moving in again with Goliaths, vultures, and tanks, just slowly moving out, trying to take out all those mines just before they pop. And doing a pretty good job actually, clearing most of the enemy mines. Just one Goliath that took brunt of the damage, if any. Again, lots of vultures out from Flash. SCV being pulled probably towards that 4th base of his at 3 o'clock. Another engagement now here. Lots of vultures from Flash, and these vultures just being used very well to harass as much as he can. And again, they're going to move into the lower left, where it's completely vulnerable. Nothing but an SCV. That commands are probably going to go down. With that, a large amount of vultures should be able to take it down. Firebathero probably not even going to bother. Moving in now with some tanks and Goliaths, but I don't know. Mines being planted by Flash, so that's going to prevent those units from moving in too close. I don't know if he'll manage to take out this command center, though, but he's definitely delaying it again, and just mines going off, sacrificing. Firebathero doing a pretty good job of sacrificing Goliaths, but again, just that expansion prevented a second time. Now Firebathero has to get another ACV there, make sure it doesn't get picked off by those vultures. Vultures now moving in close to the tanks, planting mines. Those tanks siege in a very bad position. Mines going off, damaging, killing off all those tanks. Lost just one vulture, and the Firebathero obviously looking a little bit perplexed, a little bit troubled with the way that his match has gone. Tried to go for very early economic advantage, and that was definitely helping him at one point in the game, but now Firebathero instantly equalized that, and it's now completely turned the tables. He probably has, I think he has three, or I'm not sure if that upper right-hand corner is a gas or not, but he definitely has at least 3 gases going, 4 completely mining bases. His main almost dead, but still mining a little bit from there. Firebathero, I'm not sure even what kind of mining he has. I'm not sure how his main is doing. His main's probably almost mined out at this point. His natural probably not doing too well either, because he's been producing from 6 factories. Yeah, his main is pretty much completely shot. His natural in bad position also. Again, Flash now moving in with Goliaths and his own tanks and vultures in very close position. Now Firebathero losing all the tanks there. Just a huge line of tanks being lost. He's again sieging, trying to set up decent position, trying to prevent Flash as much as he can. He needs to get some more bases going. He needs to try to equalize this economy. Flash, just such a huge advantage now, taking a 5th base. Wow, crazy expansionist Flash here. Flash, of course, being very good at macro management, knows exactly when to expand, knows exactly when he's safe to do so without sacrificing any amount of troops that needs to go in. Flash has such a superior number of tanks at this point. He also has those vultures flying all over. Now just with his huge amount of tanks, he's feeling completely safe to just run right into the siege fire of Firebathero's tanks. And again, just going to try to move into this bottom left expansion, going to completely take it down again. He has vultures and tanks, he's just not afraid at all. And Firebathero completely helpless to stop it, just trying to siege tanks anywhere, everywhere. Just doing something to prevent this, but those vultures, of course, no support of vultures from Firebathero, and he just Flash can move in with his old vultures, plant mines, attack in close range, and those siege tanks can't do anything. So Firebathero has pretty much lost this game at this point. That lower left is going to get taken down again, and Flash has just been mining from 5 bases now. His main is dead, his natural dying, but still so long. Now, a dropship coming out from Firebathero trying to harass that upper right, but there's instantly vultures and Goliaths and tanks just there to respond. So many troops everywhere from Flash that he can just keep some reinforcements at bay near his bases to prevent any harassment. And while moving out with his own forces, Firebathero just, despite having a shorter resupply line, resupplying his own bases, just in serious trouble, and that's just going to nail the coffin. This expansion, as soon as it goes down, it's going to be the last nail in the coffin there for Firebathero. Flash is going to completely take this out. His own guys, Jaren boosters, everything that barracks, trying to spot as well as he can. Another battle here in this fight middle, but Firebathero was such a small amount of forces, just trying to do his best, but at this point I don't really know what else to say. Firebathero, yeah, GG finally now coming. Firebathero, of course, playing a good idea early on, getting that economic build, but just didn't work out. You let Flash roll over you, you let him get going, and there's no stopping him sometimes. In TVT, Flash is king, and Firebathero as well, actually, but I think Firebathero maybe should have gone something a little bit more his style. Maybe try to play a more harassing game, because as soon as Flash had the contain going, and while that contain wasn't lifted for a very long time, that just let Flash do what you saw him just do. So, Flash goes on to the winner's match, where he will face either Hwasun or Jaedong, depending on who wins, and Firebathero is going to go to the loser match, where he will also face either Hwasun or Jaedong, depending on who wins that match. So all in all, Firebathero looking a little bit disappointing there. Obviously now he knows you're gonna have to fight in the losers match. Good chance of him getting out, not getting out of this, not getting to the next round. But gonna see what happens. All in all, pretty good game by both players. Jadang and Hwasun next. GG guys, wrenching out.